Well, Monday night, it will be the Eclipse Final at Nottingham. So what a great opportunity to catch up with Martin Chapman, Lofty, of course, and Kevin Hutton is double-handed in the final with two dogs that have done him incredibly proud this year. So really nice to have you with us, Kevin. Thanks for joining us. Lofty, as always, I think we better start with a rundown of the betting, please.
Yeah, so obviously, Kev with the favourite with Signet Ace, just a shade of odds on 10 to 11. It's 2 to 1 Bubbly Apache, and then we're 5 Forest Gold, Kev's other runner. 12 to 1 Broad Strand Orion, and the two outsiders, Dapper Rodney and Hardy Berg, whatever it's called now, 20 to 1.
Hardy Rebel, yeah.
Hardy Rebel, sorry, can't be my own right.
Congratulations, Kevin. Signet Ace will line up for you as the favourite for the race in Trap 2, and Forest Gold goes in Trap 3. And as I said to you, these two dogs have just done you so proud this year, and I guess all the more special because they're out of two dogs that mean the world to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, both special dogs. Obviously, Ace bred out of our own bitch, Forest Natalie, and Forest Gold. I think he was actually the first dog we bought from Groter's Wildcat. So for him to work out as well as he has done, you know, they've been an absolute dream this year. They've had a great year in competitions. This is their last competition of the year, so hopefully one of them can bring it home for us.
We've managed to catch you on a day off today. So nice to see, you know, we all know how much you love your dogs. You've got that lovely picture to Groter's Wildcat over your right shoulder there. And if you just tilt the camera down, Forest Natalie is listening all about her offspring. She is the mother, of course, of Signet Ace. There she is on the sofa. Looking super chill. So nice to see. Let's talk about Signet Ace first, because he is the hot favourite for the race. Obviously, Select Stakes winner, absolutely loves Nottingham. Just takes off there, Kevin.
He does. He absolutely loves the place. Obviously, on the Select Stakes, he was brilliant there that night. Was equally as good, if not better, on Trainers' Championship night, where he beat a real top-class field, you know, including the Derby winner and a good few others as well. So he just seems to love it there. It plays to his strength, that good run to the bend. And the main thing is he seems to break ever so well there. So, you know, if he could do that one more time, his section's been excellent. If he can do that one more time, you know, he's obviously got a favourite's chance, I think.
Are your two drawn the right way round for you?
Definitely. Ace will go straight up from 2, whereas Forest Gold would probably edge to the right a little bit. So I was pleased they were drawn that way around. Not a big fan of the one box, so I was quite glad to avoid that as well. So no complaints at all on the draw.
Yeah, you've got a bit of history with Trap 1 there, haven't you?
Yeah, that was the old boxes, to be fair, but it still left a bad taste.
Obviously, Forest Gold has also been in tremendous form. Was 5th in the Birmingham Cup latest, but of course still City Cup winner and actually beat Signet Ace on that occasion. What's the difference in them now? Because obviously there's a really big difference in the pricing for them for this final.
Yeah, there is. I mean, Forest Gold, he's kind of hit 3-year-old. He's matured and he's at his absolute peak now. He's a type of dog. Just took a little bit of time to come to hand. He was quite exuberant. You know, he wouldn't travel too well, wouldn't kennel too well. But he's really grown up now. And I say the last 3 competitions he's gone in, he's made the final of every one of them, including winning the Steel City Cup. So I think there's probably a couple of lengths between them on their absolute best form. But as we've seen before, Forest Gold can win a big race. So, you know, hopefully, as I say, one of them will bring it home. But he's been a terrific dog for us, and he's an absolute perfect order, that fella.
So Lofty's got Ace in at 10 to 11 and Forest Gold in at 5 to 1. Actually, the gap with other bookmakers is even bigger. But do you think that's too big?
I mean, look, Forest Gold, beat Signet Ace obviously around Sheffield. Nottingham's a different track to me to Sheffield, with the fact that what we saw when they had a couple of derbies there, you know, look, it's very hard for class dogs to pick class dogs up. And usually by the time we get to the 3rd bend, even though you think, oh, it was super strong runners with that long and straight, not a lot seems to change on the running. So that's probably the reason why I think the Signet Ace is a little bit short. But look, Forest Gold's got the proven form in the book. And as Kev said, he's definitely come to hand. I can remember Kev actually messaging me, asking for a price for the Derby after winning his first run. He had one run, I think, at Shelburne on the card and got knocked over. And I got a quote. I asked for a quote for the Derby. I think the Derby might have come a little bit too soon for him last year. But, you know, as Kevin said there, he's certainly matured into a proper competition dog. And, you know, 3 cat run farmers on the spin says an awful lot about him. And, you know, we agree with the draws there. I think 2 and 3 are the right way rounds. I mean, 3 can be a ping box sometimes also at Nottingham. And, you know, he did his fastest sectional in the semi-final out of track 3. So, if he's there, you know, they're sort of half a length behind or length behind Signet Ace at the corner, it could be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't be completely sure there'd be that much between them, to be honest.
Well, exactly. That's kind of what I mean, Kevin. Do you think that the prices are too far apart?
They probably are, given the Sheffield form. And like Lofty says, Track 3's a very good box in Nottingham. And he is, you know, he's really coming to hand. And I don't see why, you know, he probably is a little bit too big. Obviously, the bubbly dog is a massive danger to everyone in the final. That's a proper dog. You know, he's a young dog. You fancy him to come forward. Looks a main danger to all of us, that fella, I think.
Lofty, who do you think is the main danger to the favourite? Do you think it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think the betting's pretty obvious. You know, say we're, you know, putting Bubbly Apache in. He's looked at serious greyhounds, and when I first see him over the 500 at Nottingham, I thought he wouldn't stay in the back of the van going there, but he's proved me wrong by certainly seeing out the trip. You know, I think he's got the early pace, and you know, he stays 500 perfectly okay there. He's probably, along with Brookside Richie, obviously beat him in the Romford Puppy Cup. You know, they're the two best pups we've seen in the UK so far over the winter, and you know, I think they'll both come on and be strong contenders for Derby next year. But you know, unbeaten around Nottingham, he went unbeaten through the Puppy Classic there, and say unbeaten so far into the final of this. So he's a serious dog, and I don't think Trap 6 will be too much of a liability for him either. I mean, often dogs do come out of Trap 6 perfectly well, not to even the middle drawn dogs. He should have plenty of speed to lead up the 5 inside him. And you say, I think 4 bridging towards the rails. To me, he's got a perfect draw as well, and you know, if they go to the corner, him and Signet Ace could be a battle down the back straight. It's a real good final, yeah.
I think we have to say congratulations as well to Angela Harrison making the final, and also in particular Nathan Hunt, who is also double-handed in the final, Martin. Nice to see him doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, Broadstrand Ronnie, I mean, he kept to the top company in Ireland. He's a real fast dog. I think for John Linehan had him over in Ireland, and he was, you know, he's certainly mixed with the best over there. Hasn't been running the bends too fluidly, I don't thought, what I saw of him. He's certainly eased a little bit at the third bend in the first round, but still went on strongly to qualify, and then had a little dab on the brakes at the first bend as well, I think, in his semi-final. But you know, he's an extremely fast dog, but he's met with the top thing. And Dapper Rodney, who stuck on well from track 1, the so-called, you know, not wanted track 1 round on him, but he stuck on well to qualify as well. And you say Nathan's got, certainly got 2 there on them, 2 there on merit alone. And I know the boys who are involved with Broadstrand Ron. There's a fair syndicate there. They'll all be up there on Monday night cheering him on. They're probably double the crowd there. I think they get on Monday night to Nottingham now. But
obviously, it's a rigorous competition, Kevin. The quality has been excellent, and a bit of a change in the weather as well. It's got a lot colder. How are your 2 dogs?
They're absolutely perfect, Jules. Yeah, the weather has got an awful lot colder here. I think we've got gale force winds tomorrow as well, so I don't foresee us being able to do too much tomorrow. But to be honest, the dogs are, you know, they can run tomorrow. It's not bother for them. They're ready. No excuses. They've had plenty of work. They're good to go. So no, hopefully it won't bother us, and the track will be running well as it has been on Monday again for them.
Kevin, you know I have to ask you this question: who wins?
So long as it's one of my 2, I don't really care, to be honest. But
Ace, the punters out there, the punters want to back the winner.
I mean, Ace looks the obvious choice, doesn't he? But you know, we're very lucky to have Forest Gold as a more than capable backup. So yeah, hopefully it's one of ours to bring it home.
The Eclipse is such a nice competition to win. I always think the quality, you know, is sort of second to the Derby. Really prestigious competition.
It's a huge race, yes. It's a huge race, and to be honest, it's a shame the prize money doesn't reflect that, because this is one of the top 4 bend competitions in the country. This is very prestigious. There's been some brilliant winners of this race in the past. We were lucky enough to win it with Derota's Wildcat a few years back, and he also short-headed as well in a final. So we've not had a bad record in it. As I say, I think the prize money should be a good bit better, but that's maybe a chat for another day. But still a top race to win.
And you're so much informed yourself, Kevin. I really wish you all the best. I have to warn you that when we do these Zooms, Lofty rarely tips the dog of the trainer that we have on as guest. So don't be offended. But Lofty, who are you going with?
I think I've 3 from the last 3, Jules. Actually, I've got to go with Signet Ace. You know, he's did everything right so far, and traps out again, turns the bend in front. You know, it should be good enough. He's a dog just going the right way. I mean, that Sheffield blip looks more and more of a one-off, I think, now, and he got picked up there by Forest Gold. But, you know, he's a serious dog around Nottingham, and I think the track will suit him better than Sheffield. And totally agree with what Kevin said about the prize money. You know, I think it's disgraceful. £6.5 grand for a Cat 1 with the top 4 bend dogs in the country. You know, you couldn't buy a dog. You couldn't buy a dog really be competitive in that for probably 3 times the amount. I know it's not about the money sometimes, what the prize money is, but it surely reflects the status of a status of a race like that. Really, to say £6.5 not only that race, we could go on all day about it, moaning about prize money, but it is pretty poor. You know, I read what Kevin Booby said the other day about at least he puts on £12.5 for a race at Toaster, that, you know, and they do attract decent dogs as well. So he's got the right idea there, but yeah, not the best. But there we go, rant over.
Yeah, 100%. Kevin, will these dogs have another season in them? Do you think will we see them at Toaster again next year for the Derby?
Yeah, God willing, we will, absolutely. You know, although they've been terrific competition dogs for us, we've never overdone them race-wise. I say win, lose or draw on Monday, they'll both have a short break. They'll be back out for the Blue Ribbons in Toaster, Winter Derby in Monmore, and then it'll be all roads lead to Toaster again for the Derby. And you know, both were big players this year. Just unfortunate that a certain fella drew them both Trap 1 in the quarterfinals and they crashed out. But what can you do? Hopefully it'll be better.
Was it me? I didn't do one of the draws, Kevin. Was it the quarterfinals? It must have been me. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It was, I'm afraid, Loft. Yeah.
I still get Davis and Donna that time. I drew Wildcat and Trap 4. I bet them to win a small Caribbean island. And she was beyond me the queue at Toaster with you, like David. I was like, sorry, Donna, I couldn't help it.
Yeah, never ideal. Listen, thank you so much for joining us, Kevin, and to you, Lofty, of course. That final is Monday night at Nottingham, the Eclipse Final, really prestigious competition. And Kevin, 2 great chances for you, 2 fantastic dogs. We love these dogs. So all the best, good luck, and thanks for joining us.
Lovely. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Jules.
Pleasure. Thanks, Julie.